It's a privilege coming your way again, and I'm glad that I'm coming around your internet space. I'm Apostle Duru Gideon of CBN Ministries, and today we'll shortly be looking into the topic why God helps a man. Why God helps a man. In the scripture, we find it almost everywhere that how God did help people in different contexts and in different manners. And it's good to probe into knowing why God chooses to help who He has. May God help us in the name of Jesus. So I will quickly look into the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 4. 2 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 4. It said, "Who comforted us in all our tribulation, that we may be able to comfort them which are in any trouble, by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted of God." Okay, so you find out that the reason for comforting you is for you to also be able to transmit that comfort to someone else. The reason for Him giving you some helping hands is for you to also help somebody with what He helped you. You were sick and He comes to show mercy, and today you are whole. It is your responsibility to be a source of encouragement to a fellow who you find sick at the moment. It is through you that the fellow is supposed to get to know that God has promised to heal, and He will heal him or her. It is through you that the help of encouragement is supposed to hit that fellow who comforted us in all our tribulations, that we may be able to comfort them who are in any trouble by the comfort. So that comfort, the comfort wherewith God comforted you, you are expected to comfort someone else. May God help us in the name of Jesus. It could be to any point, and it's quite all encompassing. Okay, I am a student of an institution. This is how I went through the hurdles of academics, and this is how I overcame challenges of the institution. This is how I came out in flying color through the help of God. You are expected to also be able to help the junior ones who are yet in the institution or who will join any institution of learning at any time. You are to help them know that there is a God who has promised to help. Okay, it could be in the area of finance. You have so known what poverty looks like, or probably have even drunk of the water of poverty. And today, God has made you a wealthy fellow. It is your responsibility to also be of help to that fellow who is yet wallowing in poverty, who is probably a scavenger who goes around picking things from the waste bin, or you know uh, dung sites, to make ends meet. It is your responsibility to encourage such a person. And with what God has given to you, it is also your responsibility to pull that one, that fellow, out of poverty. He has given you that you will also give others. It is through you that God expects that others who are in the situation where He picked you from will get out from that situation. So you were given wealth, you expected to lift someone out of poverty. So it's all encompassing. In the book of Hebrew, chapter 2, the last verse of it, which is verse 18, it said, "For in that he himself hath suffered being tempted, he is able to succor they that are tempted." Okay, so because God Himself suffered, Jesus suffered temptation because He went through the pains of it. He knows what the color is like. He could give not just a description, He could go deeper into the explanation of what temptation is. So the Bible says He is able to succor. Succor there means to help. He's able to help they that are tempted. Okay, so that challenge you have overcome in life, you are supposed to be a fellow that will bequeath useful strategies to people on how to navigate such challenges. You are supposed to be a tool for helping them emerge victorious finally. That is why you were saved. Sometimes it's quite unfortunate that you see someone who God has helped. What he feels is like becoming Lord over who is yet to be helped. That is unscriptural. As a matter of fact, your concern should be to see how you can transmit the same help you got from God to such person, because for every time you ask Him why He chose to help you, the answer you will get from Him is for you to be able to help others. He said to Abraham, "I will bless you and make you a blessing to others." May God help us in the name of Jesus. Okay, we also look at the book of Luke. Luke chapter 22. I read from 30, 31, 32. Okay, we can see a whole lot from there, but by encapsulation, okay, so maybe by paraphrasing, it's also relating how Jesus helped the person of Peter. Okay, I like to recite it still for a better understanding. And it said, "Simon, Simon, the devil hath desired you that he might sift you as wheat." The devil hath desired you that he might sift you as wheat. And Jesus went further to say that, "But I have prayed for you that your faith fails not." And he now said, "And when thou art converted," yes, you will also experience some things even if I have prayed, but then because your faith is still going to be strong, holding on to me, you will eventually overcome the challenge. He now said, "But when thou art converted, when thou hast been successful passing through the fire and the water," he said, "strengthen thy brethren." Strengthen that brethren. He didn't say, okay, now that when you overcome eventually, just go and sit down and watch others. Let them also experience that difficulty you experienced. Some people would like say to you when they see somebody going through maybe one pain or the other, they say, "Leave that one now. Do you know my own?" You are still starting, okay? And you could read from them like, I went through this. Let him still feel it the more. Let him still go through it. That's not what we are saved to do. You were saved to save others. And I could say that if it has taken you a year to be helped, to go through your own pains and finally be helped by God, if you are relevant in the position God has given to you, and if you are doing what He's called you to do, someone around you would not be taking a year to have his overcome. May God help us in the name of Jesus, because He's being helped. You have been given that ministry of helping others. He said, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. Strengthen thy brethren. Let's say you really suffered lack in some years back, and today you have fleets of cars, you have skyscrapers, you have mansions all around the world. It's not a time to want to really show people that you could wear the best of the clothes. That's not important. It's a material. As much as you might afford them and need to have them, it doesn't translate into you having that in your head that I really want to use this to show them I'm the man of the day, I'm the woman of the day. It's quite, if you are doing that, you are not acting in response to why God showed you that help. Okay. The devil had desired you that he might sift you as wheat. Look at that prayer again. He said, but I have prayed for you that thy faith fails not. That helps us to understand what the prayer point of Jesus was. And it also helps us to understand what the devil was indeed seeking for from the person of Peter. Okay, he said, I have prayed that thy faith fail not. Okay, it means that what the devil was actually looking for or fighting to achieve is to get to that point where Peter will no longer have faith in Jesus Christ, where Peter would not eventually run as the head of the apostolic team, where Peter will no longer be submissive to Jesus Christ. In fact, where Peter will displease God. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 6, he said, for without faith it's impossible to please God. That's the A version of it, part of it. And so the pursuit of the devil was to handle Peter to that point where he becomes faithless. And of course, once a man, a Christian, loses his faith, it means that he cannot please God. So the devil was indeed looking for that scenario where whatever Peter does will no longer be attractive to God. And he said, I have prayed for you. Okay, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. Okay, it means that though I have prayed for your faith, the devil might touch some aspects of your person. Of course, a man who is injured in his hand will still be alive. A man who is wounded in a portion of his body will still be alive. So the devil could touch some areas, but I have prayed for you. You will still be alive. One, your faith will still be attached to me. That's the prayers I have prayed for you. Okay, so that because your faith is still in me, you will recover, you will bounce back. So that's why we are supposed to guide our faith very strongly. Once some other aspect of you might be touched, but once the faith is still active, you will bounce back. So the devil might do some things he could do, but I have prayed that your faith fails not. And because your faith will not fail, it is certain that you will be converted, you will bounce back. And importantly, note this, when you are converted, don't start feeling superior. The master of all is immaterial. Strengthen thy brethren. I want to believe that with this, if your help in any area you've been expecting it has been delayed, God's grace will move massively around your space to bring your help to come quicker. And as it comes, I want to believe that you will ask that question: why have I been helped in this capacity? So that you will be able to use that help for the propagation of the gospel, for empowerment of other fellows who are in their need of same help, who are grasping for breadth of help in the name of Jesus. I do hope that the message of today is a plus to you. It's quite strengthening you, and it's making you to be positioned where the help Jesus has offered you would be in turn used to serve his purpose for your life. Thank you very much. I do hope to come your way some other time. God bless you.